it is going to be hugely exciting to see what happens. Karun Chandok, what are you expecting?
The start is going to be critical here. Yesterday, from pole position, Mitch Evans got the launch. The traction of the Jaguar car is very strong there. You can see a bit of wheel spin for Nick Cassidy, trying to get some temperature into those rear tyres. The start is going to be so important for him to try and keep his nose clean.
Well, you can see the orchestra playing the Formula E theme tune here as we get ready to go. Here is Mitch Evans' view down towards the first corner. Max Günther directly to his left-hand side, his teammate Nick Cassidy in front of him. It's been far from a normal day at the office so far for Nick Cassidy. No running in free practice 3, but he pulled it right out of the bag to get up to third in to pole position, rather, I should say, in qualifying into the finals, taking his first pole position of the season. Waiting for the smoke to clear as we wait for the drivers to get the race underway. There is Pascal Wehrlein, championship leader. Our virtual race engineer reckons that Cassidy might save some energy for the first few laps and then push hard to create a gap for attack mode then. So, for one final time in 2024, it is 34 laps of action. We're waiting for the green lights to be waved and then the red lights to come on. Wehrlein will be aiming for the undercut for the cars ahead. It's a title decider in the Thames, eyes on the lights, and we're underway here in London. Good start then from Nick Cassidy, who immediately chops over to thwart the charge of Max Günther, side by side there with Mitch Evans, going in towards turn 1 and 2, and he goes up, so it's a Jaguar 1-2 as we head through 3 and 4. Keep an eye out for Wehrlein, he's coming under pressure here from Robin Freins in the Envision, who's trying to muscle his way on the outside. The two DS Penske's of Vernon Van Dorn lining astern, but no progress made on the opening lap there for Wehrlein, but Evans up through into second.
Already great news for Jaguar there. They can control the pace up at the front. They can use both of their cars to just manage the pace, manage the gaps. It is so important for Wehrlein to get ahead of Günther early on.
Down in towards the Custom House chicane we go. This is where we saw incidents taking place further back in the opening stages of the race. Keep an eye out for anything happening on this opening lap then, but it's Cassidy that leads. Evans, Günther streaking on through as they come over the bumpy part of the section of this circuit in towards turn 16. This is where attack mode will be activated in the race, and you can see Evans right on the back of Cassidy here.
And if you're watching the season finale and Formula E for the first time, attack mode is when the drivers go wide at that turn 16. That enables them to get an extra 50 kilowatts of power for a total of 6 minutes in the E-Prix. They can take it in 2 lots of either 2 and 4, 4 and 2, or 3 and 3.
Out of the final corner, across the timing line we go. End of lap 1, it's still Cassidy that leads. Deruvla's just made a place on Antonio Felix da Costa on the fringes of the top 10. Live Drivers' Championship as it ended now. It would be Cassidy that would be crowned as the world champion, but we've got a whole lot of the race left to run here. What do you make of the opening lap so far, Andre?
Very civilized so far. Like I expected today, they will be a bit more cautious, seeing all the incidents from yesterday, and you can see already Nick Cassidy is trying to slow down a little bit.
Oh no, we've got Jake Dennis and Edo Mortara that have come to blows. Dennis has been quite the menace this weekend, and he's ended up in the wall once again. Where's that? Down at turn 3, double yellow flag waved down there. If they can't get that cleared, it's not in the safe place. We could get a safety car on lap 2.
They were just trying to prove Andre wrong when he was saying they were being civilized.
Well, the Andretti out, the yellow flag out, as you can see there as well. Look at Evans piling the pressure onto the back of his teammate here into 16.
He's having a little look. So they're down at 16 as Wehrlein's having a look at Günther, has to bail out of it. The safety car has been called.
So the safety car comes out, the race is neutralised. Now, let's have a look at this. If we get a safety car for more than 3 minutes, we will get added laps in this race. So it depends how long it is going to take them to clear that incident. There it is, buried in the barrier down at turn 3. No other choice but to call it, and you can see both the cars sort of almost interlock with one another there, Andre.
Yeah, I think Mortara tried to pass on the inside there, and Jake Dennis was probably not having any of this, but that ended in a bad day and not a great weekend for his home race here for Jake.
Shame for Mortara and Mahindra as well. Double points finish for them in 4th and 5th yesterday. De Vries ahead of Mortara, and disappointing end to what has been an otherwise relatively promising season, just in terms of the progress that team has made over the course of this year. Let's have a look if we can see what happened down at turn 3. So you can see just in the background there, they were coming to blows. Mortara sends it through on the inside. He was spot on.
Yeah, actually, I don't think he was trying to pass in turn 3. I think he was pushed a bit into turn 2 and broke the steering, I think.
That's for Buemi.
Yeah, Dennis is attacking Buemi.
Broke the steering on Mortara, and Mortara went straight, I think.
Just didn't realise he was there on the inside, did he, Dennis? And wondering where it all went wrong. Well, a rather ignominious end, unfortunately, for the outgoing champion.
Do you think Mortara's steering was broken?
Yeah, from the touch when
the earlier
Dennis
corner.
went, in turn 2 in the right-hander,
Yeah.
went a bit wide, and Mortara touched the wall and then couldn't turn anymore into turn 3.
Well, hopefully we'll get a replay from Mortara's on board, which will demonstrate that a bit more. The cars are still stuck. We can see on the driver tracker they're still stuck. So here's a replay of the start. Cassidy went straight for the middle of the road. Didn't want to give Gunther any opportunity. Gunther just, I think, was a little bit tentative. That opened the door for Evans around the outside. Aggressive move from Evans. Bold, but he needs to be if he wants to get himself in that fight against Cassidy. Verline was the one who's lost out there.
So this is the start then from Mitch Evans' point of view. Third on the grid for the Kiwi, around the outside of Max Gunther into the first corner. That was absolutely textbook.
Yeah, and fair from Gunther. I thought, you know, they gave each other racing room there. That was fair. And, yeah, on board here with Gunther. He's starting on the dirty side of the grid, of course. So he got a bit more wheel spin. And as I was saying before, the Jaguars generally make great starts. He got good traction. Came close to contact there in the exit of 2, but Gunther's attention was then on protecting himself from Verline behind.
Safety car still out, no indication as to when it's going to be coming in at this stage of the race. And we'll wait and see what happens. This is Verline's start from 4th on the grid. He got a bit of wheel spin. That left him under threat here from Robin Freint in the Envision. Freint's going for his outside, and I tell you what, it was a really good bit of defending, and also giving Freint room there on the inside as it bottlenecks up through turn 2. Holding on to 4th place then for Pascal Verline in the Tag Heuer Porsche. Teammate Da Costa there down in 10th place. So he's not going to be able to play the rear gunner role here as Antonio Felix Da Costa at this particular stage. Dennis Carr still just mired there down in the barrier at turn 3, according to what we can see on our driver tracker here in the commentary box. Team radio for Evans.
Attack is open from this lap. So on the restart, attack will be open.
So just to note there, attack mode will be open from the restart. How do you think Jaguar are going to play this? They're sitting 1 and 2. They've got the opportunity now here to work together, Andre.
Yeah, this is a tricky one today because both drivers want to win the championship, and I'm not sure they will play that game. I think it's an individual fight there, and of course they got to keep an eye on Pascal there, but let's see, maybe for the first phase, and then after, from the second half of the race, they might be more free to race, and it's a very strategic moment for the team, so when to take attack and to lose the least amount of positions.
The game they could play is ask Evans to hold everybody back and give Cassidy a gap. If I was Evans, I wouldn't do that, because you're basically giving your championship rival a free pass to take attack mode, unless they say they're going to swap it and let him do the same and make it equal. But do you trust the process? There's so many games in this dynamic. I don't know. I think you've got to look after yourself here.
Let's get another perspective. Saunders CB is down in the pit lane. Saunders, what do you make of this one then so far? Jags 1 and 2. Fairly average start though for Pascal Verline.
Yes, exactly that, Tom. You know, we're now looking at what this means for the championship, but there's 2 main points that I'm now thinking of, right? The one first is about energy. So now behind the safety car, the speed of the safety car is massively going to dictate how much energy is left remaining for the rest of this race. Now, essentially, now all the engineers are going to be looking at their targets. How much can they push for the remainder of the race to get to the finish line, having used the most amount of energy as possible? Now, what's interesting about that is how will they get that right with the potential of added laps towards the end? Will they calculate it correctly? Will one team have more energy to use towards the end than another? The second point is in the Teams Championship, that crucial 3rd position, that 3rd place on the Teams Championship podium has now disappeared from Andretti and is almost gifted to DS Penske.
Thanks, Saunders, very much appreciated. Well, that paints 1,000 words, doesn't it, that picture? Jake Dennis and Edo Mortara as they walk back in to the pit lane. Safety car is in then at the end of this lap. Nick Cassidy is going to slow the field down. He's waiting an awfully long time to go then. He now becomes the pace setter for the rest of the field. He's got to pick the point when to pull the pin. Evans, Gunther, Verline will follow. We saw from the virtual race engineer just a few moments ago, this is the worst case scenario at the moment here for Pascal Verline. So let's see what he's going to be able to do. He needs to really get himself ahead of Gunther and get himself onto the back of the 2 Jaguars to try and launch an attack, I would imagine, whilst the field is quite bunched up. On board we ride then, green flag flies, we get racing back underway as we come through the final corner of turn 20 and begin lap 5 here in London. So Cassidy, Evans, Gunter, Wehrlein across the timing line down towards turn 1. A defensive line already there from Nick Cassidy. He knows that Evans is not going to be pulling any punches in the opening couple of corners at least, but he's certainly right on the back of him as we head through the remainder of that first sector. Gunter there in third, Wehrlein in fourth. Down the ramp we go. Look at that already. Evans closing right up and looking pretty aggressive.
Well, Cassidy's just dawdling down there. He's just crawling down the hill to save energy because he's the one up front cutting the hole in the air. He's the one using the most energy. Even though it's a shorter race, it's not energy limited, you still want to have options in case the race extends, and you want to have the ability to go flat out for as long as possible. So if you're the leader, yeah, you just go as slow as you can.
That, and also it creates a bit of more drama in the back because cars are bunching up, and that could put also Pascal in.
Here we go for a move on the lead into turn 16. Evans there looking to the outside with Cassidy defending the line. That could open the door possibly here for Gunter. Freitz and Verne into attack mode. They are the first drivers to deploy it. It stays as it was through the first couple of series of corners as we headed into turn 16 there, but Evans looking to the outside.
He sent a message there as Pascal has a look at Gunter. Evans has sent a message to Cassidy that, look, you might want to control the pace and drive as slow as you can. I'm not just going to sit back and let you control that pace. 1:18 on the last lap. That's about a second slower than the pace we even saw yesterday, which was a longer race. So, to Andre's point, I think, he's creating this drama and a sense of impatience in the pack behind Cassidy by going this slowly.
So you see the move there that Evans tried to pull on his teammate, and Cassidy just parking the car in the middle of the road, not giving the opportunity for Mitch Evans to take the lead of the race away. So out of turn 9 we go, down this back straight. You can see the go moment will be early in the race. Energy per lap is high enough to defend early on. So let's see what Cassidy decides to do. He's picked up the pace certainly over the course of this lap. Personal best sector times coming in as we head out of the chicane. You can see the gap now beginning to build over Evans, over Gunter, and Wehrlein there still stuck behind Gunter at the moment. No way to find his way past the Maserati as it stands. Looking for the move on the outside into turn 17, but Gunter's got that one covered for now. Team radio for Wehrlein.
T1 seems to be a good spot for overtaking according to statistic. 2 car behind on attack mode.
Wehrlein to the inside, looking at the final corner on Max Gunter. Needs to get the better of the Maserati, gets it done and does indeed move up into third place. So it's now championship protagonists 1, 2 and 3. And here comes Robin Freitz as well, looking to the inside of Max Gunter into the first corner. Doesn't make the move stick down into turn 1. So it's Cassidy, Evans and Wehrlein.
I would hate a radio message like that from an engineer. Turn 1 is the best place to overtake based on statistics. In the middle of the race.
Yeah, no surprise, right? Of course.
Such a strange thing to tell a racing driver.
Well, he did it in the second last corner around the outside. He prepped that well because that's an opportunity.
Got double yellow at turn 6, and that's why there's an incident
3 cars.
there. Yeah, 3 cars involved. Sam Bird, Norman Natto, Dan Ticktum have all ended up in the barrier. And if they can't get going, we could see a second safety car here in London, which again will turn the strategy on its head. Oh, Sam Bird, what a shame.
He's
for
not
him.
going.
Yeah, he's going nowhere anytime soon, is he? The steering arm is very much broken on the front left, and that is his race over. And if, again, they can't get that car recovered swiftly, the safety car will be coming out. Attack mode's being deployed there for Freitz, for Da Costa as well. 4 minutes for Freitz, 2 minutes for Da Costa, and the safety car once again comes out for that double yellow down at turn 6.
That's quite a smart move, I think, to take the attack mode there, because they knew that the pack's going to get bunched up again. So actually, you get it, you don't lose out in terms of track position. So, yeah, for those drivers, that was a smart move, I think.
Yeah, because it's hard to overtake here, even with the extra power. So the focus is on trying not to lose a position.
Well, the race then neutralised once again on the start of lap 8. So, Cassidy, Evans and Wehrlein sitting as your 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Then it's Gunter. Let's have a look here with what happened with Bird, Natto and Ticktum. So you've got the Porsche in front. It's all going to, I think there's going to be a whack from behind here, possibly.
Yeah, there was Roland and Da Costa, then there's Bird and the Maserati.
So he connected with Deruvala. And then I think Natto's just an innocent victim in that on the outside, possibly.
Yeah, I'm fine. Race over.
Are you sure?
Ollie fed Da Costa into the wall.
Oh, it all bottled up.
These are, and I'm out.
Okay, just wait, Sam. Wait for instructions from Scott.
Yeah, it all bottled up. So Nato and Tixon, they're just wrong place, wrong time.
But Ollie and Costa had nothing to do with his incident. His incident was him and the Maserati.
Yeah, I think, the awareness from Daruvula, he didn't leave enough space for Sam Bird there.
Yeah,
waving, trying to get this part off, which he achieved.
The problem is now here is it's left debris on the circuit at a place where it shouldn't have done.
Well, this during safety car, the marshals will be able to remove it.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll get a black and orange flag now, because that part is dragging on the back. The crash structure is hanging off. I think the stewards will give him a black and orange flag, because if that flies into another car, that's dangerous for the other ones following.
What a shame for Bird. What a disappointing end to his season. His first with Neon McLaren, which culminated in a victory back in Sao Paulo, and unfortunately it's a DNF at the final race of the year here in London.
Yeah, shame for him on home ground. He, as Nicky spoke to some of his family here to cheer him on the grid, and that's a real disappointment for him.
Let's have a look here at Pascal Wehrlein then. This is the move he made on Max Günther into the final corner, just absolutely clean as you like, sent it through on the inside. That left Günther under attack from Freins as well. Freins wasn't quite able to get past, but you can see what it meant here for Florian Modlinger. Yeah,
very happy, because it's crucial to be in the top 3 in the mix, to benefit from the attack modes when the Jacks are going to go for it. And it was nice racing from both of them. We saw the opposite example yesterday with Roll and Da Costa, but Günther was a good racer there.
Daruvula still circulating at the moment. No sign of anything on our timing screen saying that he has to come in, but he will be coming in.
They may have just sent a radio message to the team. But just looking at, I mean, it's great. It's set up so well, isn't it? The 3 title contenders, 1, 2, 3. We haven't taken any attack mode yet. It's going to get stressful.
It's actually not going to lose that much time, because they're driving so slow on the main straight. They're driving slower than the pit lane speed.
Can he rejoin though?
They're just going to rip it off, I think, and then get him back on track.
Yeah, he's lost the 2 rear wing sort of end planes, if you like, here as well. Let's have another look from Daruvula's car then, and you can see dragging on the back there. Unfortunate for Daruvula to end his debut season, which we've seen some decent performances from the Indian rookie driver, and unfortunately it's a disappointing end to it. You can see the diffuser's taken a fair old whack up the back as well there, and this is where the bodywork came off as we headed down this back straight. See, there's a weaving there just to try and break it free, so I imagine that's probably rubbing on the rear tyres.
Good technique.
Well,
and he did it to the right side, the correct side of the track as well. So
very effective.
Very effective for the marshals.
One hopes he hasn't had practice of that. Here's our first look at the energy then, whilst we're under safety car conditions. This is also the first time the teams will have a look at the energy. It's a bit immaterial at the moment, because we haven't had that much actual racing with the 2 safety cars.
We've been asked on the restart. Decision is to give some space to Nick for his first attack.
So the 2 Jags going to work together then.
Well, he said that would be nice. Now, whether he does it or not is a different matter, isn't it?
I was down there speaking to James Barkley on the grid before the start of this race, and he said, we don't want to have to make a call, but if we've got to make a call at some point, we'll do that. So I imagine they've had a fairly robust talking to before the start of this race. But talking to them is one thing. These are the 2 drivers that are sat in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's going to work out quite like that in practice.
Drivers have a hearing failure every once in a while, isn't it? There's suddenly a magic radio failure.
Yeah, and especially on this track, overtaking is so crucial, so that it's like a key moment for both of them, and it's quite annoying to be in the same team, to be honest, and to play these games. It's like you said before, you trust that it's going to work the second way round for you, but at the same time, they're racing for Jaguar, and they have to keep an eye on Pascal, and what is better, to one lose or the Porsche wins.
Maybe they start negotiating that they share the bonus money for the championship to help each other out.
Safety car then in at the end of this lap, and at the beginning of lap 10 we will get racing action resumed. Don't worry, we will get some more added laps on for this one as well. It won't go to 34 laps, it'll be a little bit longer than that. Anyway, as we do go around the final couple of corners, we once again get racing back underway. Nick Cassidy, Mitch Evans, Pascal Wehrlein, Max Günther and John-Eric Vergne. That's your top 5 as we head down towards the first corner. Now, we know what the race engineer said to Mitch Evans. Try and get a bit of space for Cassidy to run his attack mode and allow him to just do that strategy on these opening few laps. Let's see whether that gets put into practice, though. Through turns 1, 2, 3 and 4 we go. Nose-to-tail action as we expect from a rolling start like this. Down the hill, Cassidy holding on to the race lead for now. Down in towards the right-hander of turn 9. Into the daylight we go. Surface changes here, and you can see just how bumpy it is on this part of the track, in towards this custom house chicane. Bit of debris there just on the inside as well, and clattering over the curbs for Nick Cassidy. Now Cassidy's just going to have to go, surely, in these opening couple of laps, build out that gap. And you can see Evans there playing the rear gunner, backing the rest of the pack up now.
I don't... Is he? Yeah, a little bit there.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Into the attack mode we go. Where's it going to emerge for Nick Cassidy? He's going to be behind his teammates, or is he? It's close between them through turn 17, and Cassidy does just hold on to the lead. So let's see how this is going to work out then. Evans under threat here from Verline into turn 19.
Yeah, I think Mitch gave him the gap there to do it, but it got a bit tighter than expected on the exit there, because Verline is loitering just behind.
Roland's just got the better of Freund as well.
You want me to come back on the front, right? Intention is for Nick to come out ahead on this first attack. Oh, come on, guys.
Audible frustration there for Evans.
It's
understandable,
yeah,
isn't
100%.
it? I get it.
There's 3 more attacks to be played out between the 2 of them. And, you know, we've got to see how it plays out.
It's exactly what we're talking about. Do they trust each other? Is it going to work the other way around? And I'm listening to the radio, and it's heating up.
I'm getting very distracted because Nikki She's is mouthing all sorts of things at me, but she seems to be very excited in the commentary box.
So down in towards turn 16 we go. No tail with the top 3. Into attack mode goes Ollie Rowland then from 6th place. He's just got the better of Robin Freund. He just ducks behind Freund, or does he? As we flick it through into that left-hander. I think he did just get the better of him. No, he didn't, as a matter of fact. So the final attack mode deployments then being made for the drivers in 6th and 7th place. Let's have a look at the rejoin then from attack mode on that restart for Nick Cassidy. So close between them. Evans was ahead. Cassidy sending it back through on the inside into turn 17. And we heard the audible frustration there for Evans on team radio. Look at how close this is. Stage left is teammate Mitch Evans. You can't see him at the moment. There he is. Cassidy going back through into the lead. The idea is, I guess, for Evans, is that he's going to try and get Cassidy to repay the favour later on.
Yeah, I'm listening on the radio, and it's heating up there. And
I played fair now, so it's the last time I do it if I'm not getting any context.
Few cracks beginning to form in the armour here between the 2 Jaguar drivers.
Cracks? It's the Grand Canyon's opening up. What do you mean?
We've got to build it up, Karan. There's plenty of the race left to go. Anything can happen in Formula E, and it usually does. Down we go in towards turn 16 then, the bumpy part of this circuit. Into the attack mode area we go, and look at that, Rowland to the inside of Freund for 5th position. No way through for the Briton at the moment.
And so far, you know, Gunther and Verne, they're just letting the top 3 sort themselves out. Look at this, Cassidy defending into the penultimate corner. He's fully aware of the threat coming from behind. What does Evans do now? Because Cassidy's run out of his attack mode, so he's now on the same power as Evans is. For Evans to make his strategy work, he has to overtake Cassidy on track. He needs to get ahead and then take his attack mode.
Sorry.
Nick is not attacking this lap. Gloves are off.
Gloves are off. There we go.
The team radio message that the Jaguar team didn't want to hear, but we love it here in the commentary box, and I'm sure you do at home as well. Just saw De Costa and Van Dorn going pretty close to one another through the first couple of corners. They're all okay. And I tell you what, we need a heart rate monitor on James Barkley at the moment. Through the custom house chicane. Cassidy, Evans, Verline. Gloves are off, though, at Jaguar. Exiting out of there in towards the attack mode area we go. And surely Cassidy is going to go for his final deployment in this one. So we understand he's been told to let Mitch Evans through on the attack mode, but is that going to drop him behind Pascal Verline? It is.
Yeah, but can he get back at Verline? Because does Evans now back Verline up to give Cassidy some opportunity?
Well, Cassidy's got more power underneath his right foot, let's not forget. 350 kilowatts compared to 300.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So, you know, if Jaguar want to play the team game here, they can get Evans to somehow check Verline up front, you know, just wrong foot Verline at a critical part of the track, which could create an opportunity for Cassidy to use that extra power.
Well, let's see whether that is what happens or whether Evans is just going to go for broke and try and run his own race, build out an advantage. You can see the remaining energy there. Cassidy, of course, is going to expend more energy. He's got more power underneath his right foot. That's to be expected. He'll regen that a little bit later on in the race.
What Jaguar can't afford to do is let the Inter battle.
Okay, that didn't quite work out, but they've not done any attacks yet, either of them.
Yeah, but they pushed to stay up with me. I told you guys.
Yeah, what he doesn't realise is that Evans is not playing ball. You know, he can only tell his side of the story. But now the stress level is ramping up. But Jaguar can't afford to let the inter-team battle give Wehrlein the chance to take the win. That is something they can't afford. Because yesterday, let's all remember, when Wehrlein got track position, he opened a 3-second gap and did both attack modes, keeping the lead. They cannot let Pascal Wehrlein get in the lead of this race.
Well, Pascal Wehrlein's going with Evans here. He's matching his pace sector by sector. They've both got the same amount of power underneath them. Evans a little bit down on energy compared to Wehrlein at the moment. But Wehrlein's just sitting there in his wheel tracks. He's not allowing Evans to break away that gap. And in fact, Wehrlein a little bit quicker last time around. He wants to try and lead this race by the looks of things, Andre.
And the pace is ramped up.
Yeah, he can make a move in turn one, is what he did yesterday, and he can feel this tension between the two cars, and they're trying to make this attack mode strategy work, but he got ahead, and yeah, for sure he's going to benefit from the confusion in the team.
And same as yesterday, Wehrlein's got 2% more energy. So if he needs to use it to attack, he's got it.
Well, the efficiency's always been a strong point of that Porsche powertrain, and you wonder whether that might prove to pay dividends later on in this race.
I don't necessarily agree. I think it does efficiency. I think the Jag and Porsche have been just as equal. I think the two Jag drivers have been fighting, and it's allowed Wehrlein to bank some energy.
Down in towards turn 16 we go then. Here's Cassidy. Close onto the back of Wehrlein, but no way through for him. Gunther, the outlier behind, and likewise, Jean-Eric Vergne having a quite brilliant run actually as well. Hasn't scored any points in London, has the Frenchman, since 2016, back when we were at Battersea Park in Gen 1. And I tell you what, a headache here in Jaguar.
Well, I've just done an order based on him. He can't now come out in front, man. It's not fair.
Cassidy frustrated then, Evans defending on Wehrlein. Cassidy looking to the outside then as we head down towards the first corner. Stays as it is through turns 1 and 2, but Cassidy now looking a bit more aggressive than he was last time around.
I'm listening to the radio, and Nick Cassidy is not happy with the situation right now, so let's see how that comes out.
Well, Evans has still got the 6 minutes of attack mode, and likewise Wehrlein as well, so they're going to have to do that at some point, but they've got to try and build out a buffer, because otherwise they're just going to release Cassidy off, and he'll clear into the distance once they've got their 2 deployments to make.
Cassidy's got 36 seconds of extra power. He's not quite been able to use it to get back the position. He's stuck there behind Wehrlein, so he's the one who's lost out into the track position, but the other two still need to take attack mode, and as long as he stays close, he should get the track position back. So he just needs to stay patient, stay calm, let it come to him.
Through turn 16 we go then. Cassidy just coming to the end of his final attack mode deployment. Wehrlein, half look there to the inside at 17. Evans, though, has got it all covered for the time being. Over the right we go, into turn 19. Wehrlein is looking aggressive. He wants to try and get the lead of that race away from Evans to try and build out a buffer so he can serve those 2 attack mode deployments. At the moment, he and Evans are a bit in no man's land because they can't do it. Evans knows that, goes defensive down the start-finish straight. Wehrlein has a look. Evans has him covered off, though, for now. Through turn 2 we go. This is going to get pretty frantic and fast, isn't it? And the problem is that Wehrlein here, he's in a really unfortunate position. He's trying to attack, but he's got to keep an eye on Cassidy and his mirrors. He's
putting a lot of pressure on Evans there to try to make him make a mistake and find an opportunity, yes.
So through into the daylight we go, down in towards turn 9. Nose-to-tail action. Freitas dropping down the order here, and likewise Nico Müller as well. So they've lost a couple of positions there respectively, but all okay. No sign of any yellow flags out at the moment. Just a notice coming up on our timing screen that Jake Dennis was given a 5-second time penalty. That's immaterial though, because he's out of the race.
He'll take it to the next season.
Well, exactly. When we kick off in Sao Paulo later on in the year. Team radio for Wehrlein here.
Evans really lapping slow now. He's 4 seconds off pace.
Exactly that. So they were down in the 112s and it was all getting punchy. Evans has now backed it up back into the 116s. What he's trying to do is bank some energy. He knows he's down a couple of percent on Wehrlein. He's trying to catch Wehrlein off guard. He's trying to back it up and then at one point unleash some pace. Try and catch Wehrlein napping An open 1.3 seconds is what you need to take attack mode and keep the lead. Problem is, Verline's too wise to be caught napping, I think.
Team radio for Cassidy.
So Verline is 2% up on us, Mitch 1%.
Yeah, I know, but I've just spent energy to create a gap because that's what you guys told me is going to happen. And now it's this.
Yeah, it's not working out so far here for Cassidy, and keep an eye out in the background. Cue the Jaws music. Oliver Rowland has just got the better of Max Günther for 4th place as well. Rowland going for broke. He's got nothing left to lose in this one and would love to take a victory on home soil. Can he throw a cat amongst the pigeons for the championship contenders?
Here's a question, Andre. If you were Nick Cassidy, you had Oliver Rowland in your mirrors, how relaxed would you feel?
Not so good at the moment, but to be honest, I think he will respect the championship fight there. He's not that bad.
Vernon da Costa side by side for 6th place there in the background as well. Porsche need both cars on the podium to claim the team's championship here. There's 44 points on offer. Jaguar got a 39-point lead going into this final race, so it's not quite sealed up, but at the moment, if it stays as it is, they will be crowned as the team's champions. And there's a lot of action going on further down, still side by side here between Vern and da Costa as they come down the start-finish straight. We're looking back from Max Günther. On the outside is da Costa, on the inside is Vern through turn 1. And I think Vern just managed to get the better of the Porsche driver. No, da Costa was through and ahead as the two Envisions circulate down. Günther now still coming under pressure here from the Porsche.
Cassidy's recovered some energy. He's now only 1% down on Verline there, 1.5. So he's recovered a little bit by sitting in this train. Last time around a 15.8, so the pace slowly ramping up again. But, you know, we're more than half distance now. We think we're going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 laps added because of the safety car periods we've had. We probably will end up with 3 extra laps at the end. So, yeah, a lot to happen still in this race.
So, still Evans and Verline with their 2 attack modes to end in this race. There is Günther coming under pressure here from da Costa. Da Costa making ground. He's got 1 attack mode deployment left in this one. Günther still hasn't made any at the moment, so he's going to cycle back. But at the moment, while they're nose to tail, there's not really an opportunity for him to try and do that without losing too much time relative to those around him.
So what happens, you know, in Porsche's case right now, is I think they're going to be cheering for da Costa to get aggressive.
Here we go, Verline on the inside of Evans, contact down at the first corner. Evans just holds on to the race lead. This is getting punchy between the top 3. Championship on the line here. Down the ramp we go. So Evans, that is the first real warning sign we've seen with him and Pascal Verline. Box off his seat there for Nick Cassidy as well in 3rd position. And these two getting pretty friendly with one another at this stage in the race.
Cassidy's just got to stay there right behind the gearbox of Verline's car because he knows he's 1 attack mode, well, he's 2 attack modes ahead of both of them. In theory, they've got to both lose 2.5 seconds to Cassidy. He just needs to sit tight and just wait for the race to come to him. So for the first 2 guys, though, it's game on. They've got to be more attacking, more aggressive in terms of trying to create the gap they need.
Keep an eye on da Costa in 6th place as well. He's looking pretty aggressive on Günther and Rowland as well. Could he be Verline's saviour to try and allow him that gap if he can move his way up the order? This is the move then for Verline on the inside. Oh, it was close between them, wasn't it?
Okay, so 2% up on Evans. 2% up on Evans. 1% up on Cassidy, and now Cassidy start to focus on Roland P4. Cassidy start to focus on Roland P4.
Squeezed him to the curb on the inside, didn't he there, Mitch Evans?
Yeah, it was a day late, $1 short, really, wasn't it, in terms of the move? I think he needed to be further alongside earlier to make the move like he did yesterday, so I think it was okay.
Well judged by Evans because he saw that he was there. He left a bit of space for both drivers not to crash and to stay in the race.
You can see it. Evans is still trying to slow everybody down. The lap time's down in the 1:17s at the moment. Just, again, not allowing those opportunities for these 2 attack mode deployments to be made.
Yeah, but he's down on energy. He's down 2% on energy by leading this race, and he's going to that's why he's going so slow. He has to recover this energy. He's again dropped into the 1:17. So the pace is all over the place. You know, he's going 2-3 seconds quicker, then going backwards, and he's trying to wrong foot everyone behind him, but by doing, you know, jumbling up his own strategy, and therefore everyone else's.
Da Costa is still right on the back here of Oliver Rowland. These two have got history. They had contact, if you remember, in race 1 yesterday. And as I said, Wehrlein, I think, is hoping that Da Costa will be his saviour and come to his aid at a crucial point in the championship. You can see the Live Teams Championship. That's not too much different to what we were expecting, with Jaguar having a healthy advantage coming into this race. But it's the Drivers' Championship where it's all up for grabs, and it's still the top 3 drivers in the top 3 positions of this race. So out of the XL we go, down the ramp into the daylight. Wehrlein there, still sitting in the middle of that Jaguar sandwich. Then Rowland behind, then Da Costa, then Jean-Eric Vergne. Gunther in his final attack mode deployment.
I wonder if Mitch Evans has had a warning for moving under braking there. If you were the Porsche team manager, you'd be complaining. I'm not saying it's
they always try
something, but you'll try, won't you?
They always try at this point, and anything they can take, they will. But you can see the body language in Pascal's car that he getting impatient behind.
We've had the warning for moving under braking.
There we go.
Code if you can.
I didn't quite catch that.
No, I just caught the end of that one there.
Something if you can.
Yeah, but I can do it once.
You can do it once. The talk about the moves under braking, isn't it?
The rule is that you can do it once, it's true.
Yeah, it's very tight now.
Just
I mean,
like
they're getting edgy. They're getting edgy. I'd like to see what the lap time is on this guy, because look, Evans squirming the rear of the car, moving around. I wonder if he's thinking about trying to make a gap on this lap. This feels like a bit more... There's a bit... Look at the body language of the car. When you see it dancing around, moving around, that is an indication. Look at this Wehrlein.
He's trying to, isn't he? He sends Evans wide there. Evans is now going to be compromised through these next couple of corners, and does that present an opportunity here for Pascal Wehrlein? No way through there on the inside, because it just bottlenecks up. You can't get cars 2 by 2 through this section of the lap. It's out of turn 9 into the Custom House chicane, where his best opportunity surely is going to be. Let's see what happens here. We ride on board with race leader Mitch Evans. Wehrlein close, but not close enough to send one through on the inside into turns 9 and 10.
I reckon I could have cycled around Evans at turn 4 for how slowly he was going there.
Well, he can't make a gap to Pascal because his car is...
Team radio for Cassidy.
Mitch needs to pick up the pace of the race then.
Copy. Da Costa has one more attack to do.
And that's the thing, that they know that Da Costa's behind. He's coming,
yeah,
isn't he?
he's coming. He's now ahead of Vergne, and he's only one car between Da Costa and Cassidy. And then all of a sudden, Porsche have brought themselves fully into the play in terms of the team game here. Because even if Da Costa doesn't finish, it doesn't matter. He can burn all his energy to try and make trouble for Cassidy, even if it goes wrong.
Look at Wehrlein right onto the back then of Mitch Evans. Evans defends down into the first corner. Wehrlein going for the move on the outside. Evans still defending, has that wider line. That's going to compromise him through turns 2 into turn 3. Wehrlein on the outside, Evans on the inside. Wehrlein's going to get pushed out towards the wall, and Evans holds on to the race lead for now, but it's getting feisty between them. And look at the energy remaining here for Pascal Wehrlein. He's got 3% over Evans.
The other philosophy that could be is that he's slowing down the race, that maybe Nick can send it in on to Pascal, and then that creates a gap because they slow each other down, and then he can go for the attack mode.
Yeah, but Nick's being smart, isn't he? I think
he's not
you're
doing
right.
it.
Yeah, I think you're right, because he knows these two in front have to give up 2.5 to 3 seconds when they take attack mode. So, whoa, the dynamics, the psychology in here is fascinating.
Talking about Rowland, he's doing a really good job at not interfering with them, because he could. He's just there. You see, he's keeping a nice gap. He's doing a really good job at blocking everyone. But Da Costa is coming, and he's going to be in the game
Less
soon.
vulnerable to Vergne, though, here. And he looks up the inside, does Vergne. Oh, can he get the move done in the DS Penske? He can, so that's not what Da Costa or Wehrlein or Porsche wanted.
It's not done.
No, Da Costa still there on the inside. He's going to have track position here into turn 20. Can he hold it, though? Can he get the traction out of the corner just about? But Vergne's still there. Side by side they go down the start-finish straight. We're side by side for the lead once again here between Evans and Wehrlein once more. Da Costa on the inside, Vergne's on the outside. Contact between the two at the second corner. And here comes Max Gunther as well, trying to join the party. This is getting fast, frantic, and Da Costa's going to have a face full of wall if he's not careful. Down the ramp we go. Gunther on the outside. You can't go 2 by 2 through here. It's going to get messy between them. Gunther does get the better of Da Costa and goes through into 6th place.
Jesus, that was a great job from both drivers, because I saw them both in the wall.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Okay. That's
Team radio.
Most cars behind have taken both attacks. Only As and Pascal left.
And Evans has had a black and white warning flag for moving under braking. Look at that, Gunther going for the attack mode there. So he's taken his second one. So Da Costa's got one more to do. The two leaders, they don't want to give up track position, but they're going to have to at some stage. I still think at this point, if Cassidy can be patient, he is in the best position for the championship. He is. It may not feel like it to him at the time, but the engineers have got to reassure him. They've got to say to him, look, just hang in there. It's going to come to you. You are in the best position.
This is a very frantic and fast and frightening race for these drivers, and keep an eye out for Roland, who just has a half look there to the inside of Nick Cassidy out of turn 3. This is the Drivers' Championship. If the checkered flag fell now, Evans will be crowned as the champion from Verline and Cassidy. But just to remind you, Evans and Verline still with their 2 attack mode deployments to run.
No double moving into turn 1. No double moving into turn 1. We have black and white.
I'm not. I'm moving before I'm lifting.
Copy. We have a black and white now officially.
So Evans not happy with the call there by the race stewards, that black and white flag.
It's not the kind of thing that you want to add on to the drama that you're having already.
Look at Vern on the outside here of Roland, and Da Costa in the middle of all of that battle going on as well. Vern still there on the inside of the Tag Heuer Porsche. Seen these two having action already in this race, and look at this, Verline right onto the back here of Mitch Evans as we come through the final couple of corners.
Prepping him well for turn 1.
And look at this, once again, defensive line here from Mitch Evans down the start-finish straight. Verline looking for the move on the outside for the race lead, but nothing doing there for him. And Evans does just hold on to it for now through turns 3 and 4. Rinse and repeat, this is about part 384 of this battle that's going on in this race.
We've got 10 very stressful laps coming up for all of us, let alone these guys out on track, haven't we? But this is enthralling stuff for the championship.
I'm more stressed watching this than racing.
It's because you're normally driving into people at this point.
I've taken a couple of Gaviscon, don't worry about it. Down the back straight we go, in towards the Custom House chicane. Nose to tail between the top 3 in the championship. Winner takes all stakes between them. And this is getting fast and frantic. Let's have a look here at a replay with Evans then. This is Verline right onto the back of him. Once again, defensive line here from Evans. Verline there looking for the move on the outside, but no way for him to get past. You can see how Verline set that one up. Evans knows he's coming, moves over to the left-hand side of the start-finish straight and just defends that position away from Pascal Verline.
The thing they've got to be careful about is if Evans and Verline don't take their attack modes early enough.
Team radio.
I'm discussing plan of attack.
I helped him, mate. I helped him. Come on.
They need to take the attack mode, because if you get a late safety car, you don't get the added laps, and if you don't take your 2 attack modes, you get disqualified. So they have to, at some point, they'll run out of time, and they'll be at risk at being disqualified. So in the next 1 or 2 laps, those guys will have to give up this track position at the front of the race.
And that is going to change everything in this race.
Yeah.
Well, it's working out quite nicely here for Nick Cassidy. He's just sitting pretty in 3rd place, and having taken his 2 attack mode deployments, as Verline has a look once again to Evans through the chicane. Here is the man who has got the momentum at the moment. It may not feel like it for him sitting in 3rd position, but as we've said, Evans and Verline still with those 2 attack mode deployments to do. 6 minutes they've got to do. They'll do it in 2 minutes and 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 2 minutes, or 3 minutes and 3 minutes. Look at this as well. Da Costa with Oliver Roland and Gunther involved in the mix there as well. Gunther and Da Costa side by side through the final sector. The DAC attack there over the rise, and look once again at Verline.
Cassidy's lost out.
Yeah, and here comes Roland going through into 3rd place. It's not working out now for Nick Cassidy. The corners and spins it
puncture, rear right puncture for Nick Cassidy.
Nick Cassidy and debris on the track, and Gunther's front wing's gone as well. Cassidy into the pits. Championship over for Nick Cassidy.
I've just been taken out by Da Costa, right rear. He just smashed into the side of me.
Yellow flag is out down at the first corner. Cassidy is in the pits. And head-in-hands time here for James Barclay as well. What a disaster for him. Now this has completely changed the complexion of this race, and it's possibly allowing an opportunity here for Oliver Rowland to challenge for victory as well, because Wehrlein and Evans have still got their 2 attack mode deployments to run in this one, but now they don't have to worry about Cassidy behind as well. Gunter's come to a stop down at turn 1. There's a double yellow flag down there. There could be a safety car, and that could present the right opportunity for those attack modes.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to get Cassidy out of the pits. Look, they've gone for the attack modes. Rowland takes the lead. Safety car's out. So Cassidy will still stay on the lead lap if they can get him out of the pits very, very quickly. Let's keep an eye on the pit lane and see if they release him. But Rowland now leads the E-Prix with the 2 cars, with 2 title contenders having taken their first attack mode.
Christmas has...
No, they missed it. They missed it.
Yeah,
both drivers have missed it.
They've missed their attack mode deployment. They're not in attack mode then. That is an absolute disaster. They can't do it under the safety car. Let's work out what happened here to Nick Cassidy. It's in the background of your shot. Oh, he just got biffed into the back there by Gunter. We saw Gunter's front wing going for a Burton as well and flying off down the start-finish straight.
No, but it started earlier.
It
look,
did.
Look, Rowland's gone past. So Cassidy pulled around the previous corner. The Costa's on the right.
Gets a biff in the back there from Gunter.
I think it was Gunter. I know he said Da Costa, but we'll have a look. But here's on board with Gunter, so let's have a look. Right, there's Da Costa on the right, Cassidy in front. Let's have a look here.
But
yeah, it's Gunter.
I think there was a collision before with Da Costa, and he got a puncture, and that was a second collision.
Yeah, the front suspension's gone there for Gunter as well. His car, again, stricken down at that first corner. So a 3rd safety car then in this race.
So Cassidy has been released, and he's not a lap down. That's crucial for Cassidy because, as I was saying before, these the 2 lead contenders in the title, Evans and Wehrlein, have not taken their attack modes. If they don't take both attack modes, they will be disqualified. So if Cassidy somehow magically gets himself back into the points, he could win it, but don't forget he's got to score 4 points to win it.
Let's have a look here and see what happens. So we go into attack mode then for Cassidy and Wehrlein. Team radio for Evans.
The Wehrlein didn't get it either. It could be the safety. It's a safety car.
Yeah.
So the safety car was called right at the point where they took attack mode, and it just disabled the opportunity for them to do it.
Which is what I was saying a few laps ago.
Yeah.
They had to take it because there was a risk of the safety car. I was saying it, and it's happened. And this is going to be a big issue for those 2 cars.
It's properly snookered them here, hasn't it? Because there's only a handful of laps left in this one. 34, as it says at the moment. There will be some added laps later on. We're still waiting for confirmation. You can see the live points championships there. It will be Wehrlein who'll be crowned as the champion by 1 point at the moment. Basically, if Wehrlein finishes 3rd, Evans has to win in order to be crowned as the champion. But they've still got those 2 attack modes in order to do. So Rowland's sitting pretty there in the lead at the moment.
It could come down to fastest lap.
Yeah.
Because Wehrlein, at the moment, will finish 1 point ahead of Evans.
Safety
car's in the fastest lap.
Safety car's in at the end of this lap now. I've heard a knocking on the door. It sounds like it's 2016 calling. Fastest lap could decide the World Championship.
Yeah, because they're going to lose track position here.
Yeah.
They're going to lose to Da Costa, who will give the place up to Wehrlein, probably. Oh, God, this is really stressful.
Isn't it really? So, lap 31, we go racing then. Rowland will pull the pin from Evans, Wehrlein and Da Costa. Down into the final couple of corners we go. And across the timing line, nothing to lose here for Oliver Rowland. He's done his 2 attack modes. He can clear off into the sunset as far as he's concerned, and as far as the other drivers are concerned as well. As you can see, currently 4 laps to go, but still confirmation we're waiting on of added laps. Evans in 2nd, Wehrlein in 3rd, Da Costa in 4th. Evans and Wehrlein with their 2 attack mode deployments still to run. Da Costa with 1 more left on the board here as well. And you wonder whether the 2 Porsches can try and work together, whether Da Costa can back up the pack for Wehrlein here, create a gap so that he can cycle those 2 attack modes. But that will help Evans in turn as well.
Well, he should have done that, but he's not. You know what I mean? Like, if you were going to back the pack up, you had to do it in the first sector of the lap. So
Rowland and Evans under investigation for a possible pass under the safety car here as well coming up.
Because Rowland, you know, those 2 went into the attack mode area and Rowland gained the position there.
It's not over. It's not over, this one.
Well, what do they do now? Here we go.
They go into attack mode. They both have to. There's no choice for them. What about Antonio Fritz da Costa. Oh, close there with Freitz and Verline on the inside into 17. Two Porsches, Linestern and da Costa plays a beautiful team game there and allows his teammate back through and holds up Robin Freitz.
Well done by da Costa there. Got it done in exactly the right way.
Evans is now into the lead. Rowland's down into second as well. So despite taking attack mode, he's managed to hold on to the lead. We've got a double yellow down at the final corner here as well. 3 added laps, so 6 now remaining. What's the double yellow all about, though? That's what I want to know.
But I wonder if Rowland has given up that position because of the risk
safety
of
car.
overtaking on the safety car.
Yeah.
So I think he's done that on purpose, and now he should also give up the position to Verline on this next part of the track.
You can see the live points championship then, so Evans would be crowned as the champion as it stands for now by 6 points, but there's still 2 attack modes left to go for the top 2 in the championship.
Rowland's not giving it up. He should give up the position here to Verline if there's a risk of investigation from the stewards.
So into the custom house chicane we go. 6 laps, soon to be 5 left to go. Now what does Evans do? He's trying to build out an advantage here over Rowland. You can't do 2 attack modes at the same time. You've got to cycle through, do your first one, then go and do your second one. So he's got 46 seconds remaining. Next time around will be his next opportunity. Yeah. And he's trying to build that buffer over Rowland so that it gives him track position.
Rowland's going to do a massive favour here for the Jaguar team.
Oh, that was
da Costa ran to the back of the track.
That's where Cassidy's puncher.
Otherwise, can you just understand where I'm coming from and at least someone apologise to me?
Right.
There's nothing.
Publicly, because no one ever apologised to me publicly. Just say I'm sorry we f***ed up from someone.
What a shame for Nick Cassidy. His championship challenge coming to a very, very cruel end down there in 17th place. And you called it absolutely right, Andre. The puncher happened earlier on in the lap.
Yeah, and the sad part is he was in a vulnerable position there from people attacking in the back. That's always the problem if, you know, you sit there, you wait for an opportunity.
Look at this. Sorry, just look at the debris on the track here as well.
That was a double yellow you saw.
Yeah. So we may get that cleared up before the end of this race. It'd be a shame to win the championship under a safety car. We've still got Evans trying to build up that buffer over Rowland again so he can go into that final attack mode deployment. What's it at? 0.6 of a second in this middle sector. Is he going to go for it this time around? He certainly is. Where's it going to be, though, for Rowland and Verline? Verline also goes in, as does da Costa. Freitz is going to be in the middle of a Porsche
Verline
sandwich here.
We push and attack. Rowland 6 tenths. We push and attack. Verline.
Evans has missed it. Evans has missed attack mode again for a second time in succession. Oh, Mitch Evans and Jaguar, the wheels are coming off the wagon in the closing stages of this championship. Can you believe the tension here for this team? And can you believe the delight for Tag Heuer Porsche?
And Rowland has just taken the fastest lap point. So he's taken that point to himself now. So at the moment, Evans... He'll lose track position, won't he? He'll lose to Verline if he goes again.
Let's have a look. He doesn't clip the 3
tight.
loops.
Was he a bit tight on the first sensor?
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
And he knows.
He missed the middle one.
He knows he's made that mistake. Rowland goes through.
First sensor, yeah, that's what I thought. He looked a bit tight on the first sensor, so...
It's really not what you need right now.
No, so now, he has to do it now. He doesn't have enough time, Tom, before the end of the race, so he's got to do it now. And
no other option.
He hangs on in front of Verline.
Yeah, if there's another late race safety car here or something with the double wave yellows, there he goes into attack. He's going to miss it again. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. He's done it. He has got it finally. Okay, right. So Mitch Evans does get the attack mode then, but you can see the delight there for Tag Heuer Porsche. It allows Verline through and it allows him the Drivers' Championship for now. Yeah,
this is what we're saying with the Jaguars. The inter-team fight, Cassidy's out of it.
Oh, what a shame. What a season he had put together up until this point, and a cruel end to the championship challenge for Cassidy here. In the background, you can see da Costa and Buemi close to one another into turn 1. Buemi just holding on 4th place now. That's important for Envision and for 6th place in the team's championship at the moment.
Verline's in the pound seat. Verline's got to just hold off and stay ahead of Evans here.
I mean, can you imagine if you lose the championship because of missing the attack loop? I mean, this is what's happening right now. Like, he will never forgive himself.
Team's championship still with Jaguar at this stage as well, because da Costa is in 5th place and they need both Porsches to finish on the podium in order to be crowned it. You can see the live point standings on your screen as it stands for now, but this is Verline's championship to lose with 3 laps left.
And the team's championship, I'm sorry, maybe it's a racing driver speaking, but it's a consolation prize. The pride comes from winning the Drivers' Championship.
Exactly.
How many of us remember who won the last 5 team championships?
But I think it's not over yet. Everyone is pushing him. Mitch is driving like for his life right now, and I think for sure he's going to go for a move.
Points left for him. He's got 1 minute 44. It's really tight for us to make it to the end, to not run out of attack, before the finish line.
Oh, they have to finish the attack mode before the finish line. And Joseph Rocker there explaining. So it was 2 minutes.
So he needs to slow down.
Yeah, it was 2 minutes 18 when he crossed the line. So he needs to get a few more seconds. That's why he's backing off. Otherwise, they'll be disqualified.
Yeah, no choice for him to do that. Goodness me, what another twist in the tail, and what a disappointment for Jaguar. It was within their grasp, it was within their reach, and it slipped through their fingers at the end of this race. Jaguar's wheels are well and truly off the wagon. Evans in 3rd place, but no choice but to back off instead of challenging Mitch Evans so that he doesn't get disqualified from this race.
And they need to tell Verline this. I mean, Verline can see in his mirror the gap behind, 3.2 seconds. He'll know. He doesn't need to go for the win. Let Oliver Rowland have the home victory. It doesn't matter. Just stay put in 2nd place. Evans now 4 seconds behind.
Keep slowing everyone down.
That's going to be the most disheartening message that Mitch Evans will ever have to receive. Over the timing line we go to begin the final lap. Oliver Rowland is leading the race. Verline is in 2nd. He's not going to go for the win for this one. He's surely going to play it safe and sit in 2nd position. But a deflating end to a championship challenge then for Mitch Evans and for Jaguar. They will be 2nd and 3rd if it stays as it is for now.
As Andre said, it's been decided by missing the attack mode twice.
I can't believe it's
unbelievable.
For both drivers, heartbreaking. I mean, Nick couldn't do anything about it, and yeah, Mitch is going to bite himself for a long time there.
Well, Pascal Verline, he started karting with a dream, like all young racing drivers, to one day be crowned as a world champion, and he became the youngest ever driver to win a DTM title, and then Formula One beckoned for him, didn't it? And he was cast out and he was spat aside. He had to find a new home in Formula E, and he has found that home. He had to build the foundations, first of all with Mahindra, then latterly with Porsche. He's come so close on quite a few occasions, and now it is just 2 corners from home for the young German Honshot. Through the final couple of turns, out of turn 20, and Pascal Verline for Porsche becomes the 2024 Formula E World Champion here in London. Oliver Rowland takes victory, Verline in 2nd, and Mitch Evans in 3rd place. Well, what a dramatic conclusion to the championship.